right, you guys can come in.
All right, yeah, we're good. But Sydney and Ann are here too.
From Aurora, New York, on the campus of Wells College, it's Express Baseball on AMCC-TV as the Vermont State University Castleton, Vermont University State Castleton and the Spartans visit the Wells Express here for a 9-inning midweek battle on this Wednesday afternoon in Aurora. The Spartans entering today 2-20 on the season, and for the Express entering today on hot streak 14-8 overall in the year, 2-2 in AMCC play, coming off a 2-game sweep this weekend against Pitt Greensburg, facing an out-of-conference opponent today in Castleton out of the Little East Conference. And Nick Manee will take his warm-up pitches. Here's the lineup that he will oppose, presented by 23rd-year head coach for the Spartans, Ted Shipley. Hunter Perkins is the leadoff man in right field. Tyler McLean is the DH. He hits second. Jackson Cordozo is the left fielder hitting third. Alex Bingham, the shortstop, hitting cleanup. Brandon Ramirez is the first baseman. He hits fifth. Jared Cafaso is the third baseman. He mans the hot corner, hits sixth. Elias Gomez hits seventh. He does the catching today. Mike Raby at second base, hitting eighth. And Dylan Hedler rounds out the order in center field. Luke Russell on the mound for VTSU. As Wells takes the field, and Nick Manee takes the mound for the Express. This season, he's 2-0 in 3 appearances, 2 starts, 9 1/3 innings of work, with 7 strikeouts, 9 total earned runs. As Perkins, the left-handed grad student, digs in from the left side. Here comes the first pitch. Shows bunt, pulls back. First pitch low and in. Makes it 1-0. Perkins, the grad student, hitting .277 this season with 2 homers and 8 RBIs for the Spartans. Here's the 1-0, wave and a miss on the fastball on the inner third, gets us started at 1-1. Manee, a two-way player, also plays some infield for the Express, kicks and fires 1-1. Just low and out. Last time Manee pitched was at home against Alfred on March 28th, an 11-6 win for Wells. As the 2-1, off-speed is skied into right field, giving chances the right fielder compress that'll skip off his glove, go all the way into the wall, blowing out a tire around first base is Perkins. And he'll stand up at second with a double, but tripped on the first base bag, hit the turf pretty hard, had to get up, and he cruised into second base slowly. So he's going to get checked out by head coach Ted Shipley here on the second base bag. He hit the ground hard after roping a line drive, compress in right field, couldn't track it down. It was a hard hit ball just a couple steps behind him and tipped off the top of his glove before rolling all the way to the wall in the deepest part of the ballpark in right center. And Perkins is all right. He'll reach on the double to lead off this ball game.
Next up for the Spartans,
and bring up Tyler McLean in from the right side. The junior designated hitter for the Spartans. With a runner on second base, here's the first pitch. Fastball nubbed on the left side of the infield. Third baseman Campy shuffles across the diamond in time for out number 1. Here's what the defense looks like for Wells. Chris McLean in left, Zach Odom in center, Alan Compress in right. A.J. Campy's at third, Jacoby James at short, Max Odom at second, James Camacho at first, with Bradley Mills behind the plate for the Express. Jackson Cordozo, the left fielder, digs in from the right side. Here with 1 out and a runner on second base. Here's the first pitch to Cordozo. It's a fastball just low. Cordozo, the junior left fielder, hitting .325 this season for Castleton. 2-20 overall, 0-4 in conference play. As the 1-0. Off-speed is skied foul down the right field line, out of play. And the count goes 1-1. Castleton, who returns a big chunk of their lineup from last season. With 1 out, the 1-1. Slider up and away. And Cordozo is a big piece of that returning group. He was first team all-conference in 2023 after hitting .386 with 31 RBIs and 4 homers. And a called strike evens it up at 2. Bounces back in the count as Manee rocks and delivers. This one skied into shallow center. Ranging in Odom. Here he comes. Makes the grab on the run for out number 2. So after the leadoff double, 2 quick outs. The grounder to third, the fly out to center. And Perkins still at second base. Manee looking to strand him right there. First pitch is a fastball up and in to Alex Bingham, the freshman shortstop, playing in his 12th game this season for Castleton, but getting his 10th start. 1-0. Fastball called a strike inside corner. Manee 2-0 on the mound this year as the 1-1 pitch. Slider is looped foul out of play down the right field line. Wells in the home white uniforms with pinstripes and black lettering and numbering with a red outline. Castleton gray pants, black tops with gray numbering and lettering. As the 1-2 is grounded foul towards the third base coach's box. Stays at 1-2. Manee looking to escape the inning. As the right-hander from Kenilworth, New Jersey, takes a peek over to second, comes home 1-2, wave and a miss on the fastball, outer third for strike 3. Bingham goes down swinging, and after the leadoff double, 3 straight retired, highlighted by the strikeout of Bingham. Nick Manee escapes the inning, and Wells will head up to the plate.
Score remains 0-0.
And here is the lineup that Ryan Stevens, the fifth-year head coach for the Express, will run out in the bottom of the first. Max Odom leads it off. He's the second baseman. Zach Odom in center field hitting second. Jacoby James is the shortstop. He hits third. Aaron Izquierdo is the DH hitting cleanup. James Camacho at first base hitting fifth. A.J. Campy after his walk-off on Saturday is at third base. Man in the hot corner, Alan Compress is the right fielder hitting seventh. Bradley Mills behind the plate doing the catching, hitting eighth. And Chris McLean in left field rounding out the order. Manee on the mound. And the pitcher they will face is Luke Russell, the right-hander taking his warm-ups on the mound for Castleton, the freshman from Dover, New Hampshire, who's pitched 19 innings this season. He's 0-2 with a 5.68 ERA. He's been a workhorse so far this season. 7 appearances, 3 starts, 19 innings, 17 strikeouts. So only 3 walks. So throw strikes, some pretty solid numbers considering this is a Castleton team that on the pitching side is a 9.37 ERA. But Russell has been a strong part of the rotation so far, either out of the bullpen or a starter with that 5.68 mark. His 7 games pitched in are the 4th most of any player on the Castleton roster, as Max Odom leads it off for the Express in the bottom of the first, no score. Here from Aurora. Russell, the tall right-hander, with the right-handed hitting Odom in the box, kicks and fires. First pitch is a breaking ball just outside, and the count goes 1-0. Odom hitting .295 this season with 3 homers and 22 RBIs. There's the 1-0. Fastball called a strike low outside corner. And this is an Express team that has been all offense so far this season, hitting .315 as a team. That's the best mark in the AMCC. As the 1-1 is looped foul down the right side and out of play. In .894 OPS as a team for Wells with 12 total homers in 22 games. So a very strong start to the season. As the 1-2, fastball up and in. And Wells already having well surpassed their win total from last season. As the pitch, wave and a miss for strike 3. Odom goes down swinging on the elevated fastball out of the hand of Russell. 1 out.
Now batting number 4, Zach Odom.
Wells last season went 11-27 and 4-17 in conference play. They're already 14-8 overall and off to a 2-2 start in their new conference, the MCC. As the first pitch is low and away to Zach Odom, the twin brother of Max. In from the right side, hitting .378 on the season with a .911 OPS as Russell rocks and delivers. And the 0-1 is fouled down the line to make it 0-2. Russell in the driver's seat so far. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball called a strike at the top of the zone. That'll make it 1-2, I should say. As Russell peers in, comes home. 1-2. Fastball is skied into deep right field, ranging Cardozo back just a couple of steps. He tracks it down for out number 2 to bring up Jacoby James. In the outfield, left to right, Perkins, Hedler, Cardozo. For VTSU on the infield, Cafaso at third, Bingham at short, Mike Raby at second base, Brandon Ramirez at first, and Elias Gomez doing the catching. As James in from the right side, first pitch he sees with 2 outs, dropped in there for a called strike on the off-speed from Russell. Russell, the native of Dover, New Hampshire, 5'11", 160. He comes home 0-1. Another breaking ball, and this one's laced into center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Jacoby James hitting .419, entering today, third best in the conference. And the team lead in RBIs, gets himself a knock up the middle, sits back on the off-speed. On the curveball, got left hanging and just poked it right back where it came from, up the middle. So 2 outs and a runner on first base in the form of James for Aaron Izquierdo. Doing the DH duties today for Wells. Takes the first pitch fastball just inside. Izquierdo a .388 average in the box with 3 homers on the year. For the senior from New Jersey, who's been the starter all 4 years behind the plate, takes a fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Makes it 1-1. Bradley Mills is the catcher today for Wells in the 8th spot, so Izquierdo gets a day off from the catching duties. As a pickoff attempt, James back with a head first dive over first base. And this is a Wells team that loves to run on the base paths. 69 stolen bases as a team this season, which is already the program record for a single season. Here's the 1-1. Wave and a miss at the fastball. Count goes 1-2. James, 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts this season. Dancing off of first base. As Russell, the pause, the 1-2. Wave and a miss on the fastball. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 1 hit, 1 runner left. Nothing across for Wells as we head to the second. All tied 0-0. Back in the top of the second inning, all tied at 0. No score between Wells and VTSU. Brandon Rodriguez takes the first pitch called strike. Makes the count 0-1. Ramirez, the 5-hitter in the VTSU orders. The second pitch he sees is smoked into right center field. That's down for a base hit. It'll bounce off the glove of Compress. Odom backing him up on a second base, sliding in feet first. With a leadoff double is Brandon Rodriguez to get the Spartans started here in the second inning. Off of Nick Manee. Roped into right center field. And that'll bring up Jared Cafasso, the junior third baseman for the Spartans. Ramirez off second and no outs. Manee comes home, first pitch, fastball called a strike on the outer third. Cafasso hitting 189 this season with a 495 OPS. There's the 0-1, just low for a ball. And the count goes 1-1.
Oh, there we go.
On the 6-hitter, manning the hot corner today for VTSU. 1-1 pitch. Off speed, hit him on the front shoulder. So a double and a hit batsman to start off this inning. Cafasso reaches on the hit by pitch. High OBP so far this season for the junior. And Elias Gomez will dig in from the right side. Runners on first and second. Limited opportunities this year as the sophomore. As the first pitch, a ball, makes it 1-0. Gomez hitting .333 over 5 games played, though. So a small sample size as he's 1 for 3 with a single. And this one is blooped right back to Manee. He throws on a third base, an errant throw that will go all the way down in the corner. Ramirez scores, getting the wave around third. And now the stop sign is Cafasso. And it looks like that ball went out of play down the left field line, skipping under the fencing, so he'll get an extra base. Cafasso scores, Ramirez scores, and all the way to third base on the error is Gomez. On the E1, and Castleton with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. Umpires talking things over at the moment just to the right of the pitcher's mound. Our right of the pitcher's mound. And Ryan Stevens ready to come out and talk things over in front of the dugout if he doesn't get the right call, hoping that they're going to send runners back to second and third, and that will be the case. As the ball went out of play before Cafasso had been across second base. So take one run off the scoreboard. It's 1-0 VTSU. Here in the bottom of the second, and Mike Raby will dig in from the right side. Still runners on second and third. So a double hit batsman and an E1 give VTSU a 1-0 lead as the first pitch, fastball inside. As Manee peers in, gives the nod to Mills behind home plate, comes home, and a foul tip into the glove of Mills makes it 1-1. Raby hitting .293 on the season for Castleton with 10 RBIs as the 1-1 is grounded sharply left side of the infield through the 6-hole for a base hit. One runner scores. That's Cafasso. Gomez gets the stop sign. It's an RBI single for Mike Raby and put that run back on the scoreboard. 2-0 VTSU with the lead. Raby with his 11th RBI of the season, and the Spartans have jumped on top. And that'll bring a mound visit for Ryan Stevens, who crosses the first base foul line to talk things over with his sophomore pitcher. with the entirety of the infield crunching into the meeting as well on top of the mound. Manee already with a hefty pitch count after he allowed a double to lead off both the first and second. He stranded Perkins back in the first on second base without even allowing him to move up. But then Ramirez, after his leadoff double, has come around to score.
Now for Castleton, number 31, Dylan Hedler.
And that'll bring up Dylan Hedler in from the right side, the 9-hitter. Manning center field today. He shows bunt, drops it down, right back to Manee. Off the mound to his left, flips home, and the throw is in time. Mills applies the tag as Manee was just a little bit up the first base line. The underhand toss. Mills applies the tag, and a huge out number one to get the lead runner, Gomez, who's thrown out at home. So runners on first and second with one out.
Next up for Castleton, number 26.
On the Hedler fielder's choice. And still 2-0, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order in Perkins, who doubled to right field his first down to the plate, and the first ball is grounded sharply, first base side. Camacho gloves it, steps on the base for out number 2. A hot shot off the bat of Perkins. A little bit of a bobble initially by Camacho over first, but corralled it, stepped on the bag. Raby and Hedler move up a station. And a first pitch called strike to Tyler McClain, who grounded out sharply to third base his last time to the plate. As Manee comes home, 0-1, breaking ball grounded, weakly right side of the infield, charging is Odom a few steps to his left, ranges over and throws on to first to retire the side. So Manee gets out of it without any further damage, but 2 runs come across on the inning on 2 hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base as we head to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Castleton on AMCC TV. Back in the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Castleton on top after 2 runs coming across on a pair of hits and an error in the top of the frame. As it will be 5-6-7 due up for the Express, starting off with James Camacho, the first baseman, in from the right side. As Russell winds and delivers, first pitch is a fastball in there for a called strike on the inside corner to make it 0-1 on Camacho, who's hitting .350 with 5 RBIs. He's played 8 games, 6 starts. As the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball just outside to even it at 1. Camacho splitting time at first base for the most part with Zach Young, who's out of the lineup for this non-conference midweek battle. As the 1-1 pitch is a fastball just low, makes it 2-1 in the righty-righty matchup against Russell, who struck out 2, allowed a single in the first. Here's Russell's 2-1 pitch. Off speed, skied into right field and foul. Over top of the Wells dugout on the first base side. And the count goes 2-2 on Camacho. The sophomore from Huntington, New York for the Express as the 2-2 pitch. Off-speed grounded up the middle for a base hit. Skipping just to the left of the second base bag. Second hit of the day for the Express, the leadoff base runner here in the second for A.J. Campy. Campy, the freshman who played hero on Saturday in Game 2 of the series sweep against Greensburg in the second series of conference play this year for the Express. Had the walk-off double in the ninth inning. As the first pitch, fastball just inside, makes it 1-0. Campy, the freshman from South Plantation, Florida, getting the start at third base today. Jacoby James slides over to shortstop. With a runner on first and no outs, the 1-0, wave and a miss on the fastball makes it 1-1. Campy overall this season hitting .255 for the Express. Part of a lethal offense early on. As the 1-1. Called a strike on the low outside corner. On the fastball from Russell. Campy's played in 18 total games. He's gotten 55 total at-bats for the Express. 1-2 to Campy. Fastball called. Strike 3 on the low outside corner. Rung up looking on the low outside Black. Russell with his third strikeout of the day and one out here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Alan Compress, the sophomore right fielder. Compress with a couple nice plays over at first base in the top of the frame to prevent any further damage on the Castleton side. As Russell peers in and a pickoff attempt over at first, where Camacho is back with a dive. One stolen base on one attempt for Camacho this season, and we mentioned it, but Wells already 69 stolen bases on the season, which leads the AMCC. As the first pitch to Compress fouled back off the screen behind home plate, makes it 0-1. Compress hitting .300 on the season in 9 games, 5 starts. The sophomore playing right field today for the Express, with Camacho off first. And he takes a fastball called a strike at the bottom of the zone, makes it 0-2. Camacho dancing off of first. As Russell rocks and delivers. Low for a ball, makes it 1-2. Goes with the waist pitch and buries it outside to Compress, the 7-hitter. Here comes Russell's 1-2. Breaking ball, wave and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts and 4 over an inning and 2/3 for Luke Russell. As Bradley Mills will step in, and after the leadoff single up the middle from Camacho, back-to-back strikeouts. And Russell looks to strand Camacho over at first, with Bradley Mills in from the right side. Taking over catching duties today as the first pitch is laced and off the glove of the shortstop Bingham as he leaps up for it, flips on to second base where Raby steps on the bag to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Luke Russell. It's 2-0 Castleton as we head to the top of the third on AMCC TV. Jackson Cardozo, the three-hitter, leads it off for Castleton back in the bottom of the third. Manee's first pitch is a fastball called strike low outside corner in the righty-righty matchup. Cardozo, the three-hitter, flew out to shallow center field his last time to the plate as Manee comes home with the 0-1. Called a strike on the low outside corner. Manee so far has allowed 3 hits with 1 strikeout as the fastball outside. Both runs that have come in so far, though, are unearned on the ledger of Manee. It was an error on him as the 1-2 is grounded sharply to the shortstop. James, who backhands it in the 6-hole, throw on a first base is not in time, and that'll be an infield single for Cardozo to lead it off here in the third. A chopper in the hole, and James had to backhand it, ranging to his left. Tough play to make. Picked down to the dirt by the first baseman Camacho, but not in time as the first pitch is skied down the right field line off the bat of Bingham. Sending Compras back. That'll one-hop the wall. Getting the wave around third is Cardozo. He gets tripped up on the third base bag, hits the turf, and he'll be held up there. The second time that we've seen a Castleton player just trip on the base paths. We saw Perkins in the first over first base, rolled his ankle, and then that time Cardozo just picked his head up to try and read the ball in right field, tripped over the third base bag, fell on the turf, and held right there. So runners on second and third with no outs after the double for Brandon Ramirez. Here's the first pitch. It's called a strike on the inside corner with the off-speed from Manee. Ramirez with the leadoff double in the second as he takes a breaking ball low and out. Makes it 1-1. Overall this season, some struggles offensively, hitting 194, but does have 2 RBIs and 2 homers, and 11 RBIs in 22 games. As a breaking ball called a strike on the outside corner makes it 1-2 to Ramirez. With Cardozo off a third, Bingham off a second, breaking ball low and away, evens it up at 2. Manee, who got out of an early jam in the first inning with a strikeout and 2 quick outs, looking to strand the runners here as the slider is shot into right field, and that's down for a base hit. 1 run across, getting the stop sign at third is Bingham. It's an RBI single for Brandon Ramirez, and a 3-0 lead for Castleton here in the top of the third. Already some action in the Express bullpen in right field.
Now at bat for Castleton, number 28, Jared Cafasso.
Brings up Jared Cafasso, who is hit by a pitch and came around to score in the second. Scored the second of 2 runs as he came in on the RBI single from Raby. And from the right side with runners on the corners, pickoff attempt over first where Ramirez, who's now 2 for 2 on the day, is back with a dive. Ramirez has got wheels. 7 stolen bases in 9 attempts this season. Another pickoff attempt. Another headfirst slide into the first base bag. In with a headfirst dive, and the count at 2-2. Fastball low. And in the dirt, Mills keeps it in front of him. But advancing up to second base is Ramirez with the speed. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Castleton. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside. Cafasso with 7 RBIs this season. As Manee peers in with runners on second and third, comes home, and the fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Cafasso looking to tack on some more insurance for Castleton as the slider outside 3-1 count. Manee with his back against the wall as a fastball called strike low outside corner. Big pitch to reel himself back into this count and makes it 3-2. Already a 3-0 lead for Castleton as the payoff pitch low and out for ball 4. And that will load the bases for Elias Gomez. First 4 runners have reached here in the third.
Next up for the Spartans.
Bradley Perry warming up in the Express bullpen as Gomez, who reached on the error from Manee his last time to the plate, digs in from the right side. Bases loaded. First pitch fastball called strike on the low inside corner. Gomez is 1 for 3 on the season entering today. His second game started. Breaking ball called a strike on the inside corner. And Manee, with the bases loaded and no outs, up 0-2 in the count. Bingham off third. Ramirez off second. Cafaso off of first. With the infield crept in for the Express, here's the 0-2 just outside. Out of the hand of Manee. Makes the count 1-2. As Ryan Stevens takes a step out of the dugout with some comments towards the home plate umpire. On a 1-2 pitch on the outside corners, here comes the 1-2, and it's a strike 3 looking. Gomez gets rung up. It's the second strikeout for Manee.
Next up for the Spartans, number 16.
And a huge first out of the inning to bring up Mike Raby. Middle infield can take a step back now. First pitch to Raby. Fastball is laced into left field. That's down for a base hit. It will roll all the way to the wall. 1 run across. Here's 2. Getting the stop sign, though, is Cafaso in at second base with a 2 RBI stand-up double. Mike Raby, his second RBI hit of this ball game. And Castleton pours it on. 5-0 now the lead in favor of Vermont State, and that's going to bring Stevens out to the mound. Haven't seen a signal yet. There it is. And Manee will depart this game with 1 out. Runners on second and third. Express down 5-0 as Bradley Perry takes the ball when we come back. Bradley Perry is the new pitcher in this game for the Express, taking over for Manee. Strong numbers so far in the bullpen for Perry on this season as the 9-hitter Hedler takes a called strike low. Perry 8 in the third innings over 6 appearances. A 3.24 ERA. He's only allowed 3 runs with 6 strikeouts to 2 walks. As the 0-1 to Hedler, breaking ball outside, makes it 1-1. A 5-0 lead for Castleton with runners on second and third. There's the 1-1. Another slider, that time a called strike on the outside corner. 3 runs across already in the inning for Castleton, highlighted by the 2 RBI double by Raby, which knocked Manee out of this game. As Perry comes home, 1-2 slider, called strike 3 on the outside corner. One batter faced, one backwards K for Perry. It's his first strikeout, third of the game for the Wells pitching staff.
26, Hunter Perkins.
Brings us to the top of the order, Hunter Perkins, who's 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error in the first. In from the left side with runners on second and third is the first pitch, a fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Both the runners off of second in Raby and third in Cafaso, the responsibility, I should say, of Nick Manee, as the off-speed outside makes it 1-1. Perkins, a .277 hitter with 8 RBIs this season. He's got a pair of homers as well in 22 games. As the 1-1, fastball just low and away. Brings the count to 2-1 on Perkins. The grad student in the lefty batter's box for Castleton. As the pitch, slider nubbed foul towards the Wells dugout on the first base side, and the count goes 2-2. Perry, who entered this game with 1 out and runners on second and third, is 1 pitch away from getting out of it. He looks in, gets the sign from Mills, now sets, gives a peer around the bases, and comes home 2-2. And the ball makes it 3-2. So a full count with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Here's the pitch from Perry. Slider, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Went with the breaking ball, 3-2, and gets the K. Perry comes into this game, strikes out 2 on a pair of backwards Ks to end the inning and get himself out of the jam. 3 runs across, I should say, in the inning, though, for Castleton, highlighted by the 2 RBI double from Raby. 5-0 Castleton leads as we head to the bottom of the third on AMCC TV. Nine-hitter Chris McLean, then the top of the order, due up for the Express back in the bottom of the third inning, 5-0. Castleton on top after a 3-spot in the third, highlighted by Raby's 2 RBI double. But Bradley Perry came in and slammed the door, entered the game with runners on second and third and 1 out. Got back-to-back strikeouts to keep this game at 5-0 as McLean in from the right side here in the bottom of the third. First pitch he sees is a fastball called a strike on the inside corner. McLean, the sophomore left fielder for the Express. As the 0-1 called a strike on the fastball, same spot on the inside corner. McLean hitting .333 with an OPS just over 1,000 in 22 games this season. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball low and away out of the hand of Russell, who's allowed only 2 hits with 4 strikeouts so far on the rubber for Castleton. Takes a step off the back of the mound to get a fresh set of signs from Gomez behind the plate. As now Russell takes a long pause, comes home 1-2. Breaking ball just outside on the loopy curveball from the big right-hander, evens it up 2-2. McLean with a homer and 10 RBIs in the year for the Express. There's the 2-2. Fastball is driven into deep right field towards the foul pole, giving chases the right fielder Cardozo, but that will bounce out of play over the fencing to the right of the foul pole. Good piece from McLean as the count stays 2-2. As Russell peers in and kicks and delivers 2-2. Fastball called, strike 3 on the inside corner. Chair number 5 for Russell. McLean goes down looking, and Russell pounding that inside corner, getting the strike calls on the black, and brings us to the top of the order in Max Odom. Odom struck out swinging his first time to the plate. First pitch is skied into deep center field. Couple steps back for Hedler. Now we'll take a couple in, and a can of corn for out number 2. So the strikeout, the fly out, and 5 straight retired for Russell as Zach Odom, Max's twin brother, will step in from the right side. Zach this season a .378 average, a .911 OPS. As Russell delivers the first pitch, breaking ball low makes it 1-0. Odom with a fly ball to deep right field for an out his last time to the plate, 1-0. Fastball roped into right center field, down for a base hit. Cutting it off in the gap is the center fielder Hedler, who makes a great play, spinning and throwing it in to the cutoff man to keep Zach from going any further. That's the 3rd hit of the day, and snaps the streak of 5 straight retired for Russell. And a 2-out base runner for the Express with the AMCC's perhaps hottest hitter digging in, Jacoby James. He singled his last time to the plate. A 1.178 OPS for James this season. First pitch he sees, checks his swing, gets a medal on it accidentally as it dribbles towards the on-deck circle where Izquierdo awaits. James with the team lead in RBIs with 24. As the pitch from Russell is taken just outside to even it up at 1 on the fastball. Wells down 5-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 outs and a runner on first base. The 1-1 to James, wave and a miss on the fastball, low and out. Swings over top of it, and the count goes 1-2. Odom, who's got wheels off of first, creeping off the bag. Here's the 1-2. Off on the pitch. Fastball upstairs. Thrown on second base from Gomez. In time. Picked off of the turf from Bingham, who applies the tag and retires the side. Nobody left on base despite 1 hit in the inning. Erased on the caught stealing. 5-0 Castleton leads as we head to the top of the 4th on AMCC TV. 2, 3, 4 due up for Castleton. Bradley Perry back out on work and a fastball called strike on the low inside corner to McLean, the two-hitter, who's 0 for 2 on the day. A 5-0 lead for Castleton back in the top of the fourth inning. As Perry winds and delivers, the slider is driven into deep left field, sending McLean back in front of the warning track. He settles under it for out number 1, where left and right field, left and right center jet out, which is the corners of the soccer and lacrosse field here at the Wells Athletic Complex. Deepest parts of the ballpark, well over 400 feet. And that time, McLean had to make a tough play tracking back where the fence jets out as the first pitch to McLean, to Cardozo, I should say, after McLean flied out. He's fouled back out of play to make it 0-1 with 1 out. And this one is driven right back up the middle by Cardozo for a single. After he led off last inning with a single, and 8 batters came to the plate in the inning for Castleton, and 3 runs came across. Looks to get another rally started here in the top of the fourth with a 1-out single to bring up Alex Bingham. Bingham doubled and came around to score last inning as well. In from the right side. Runner off on the pitch. First pitch. Breaking ball is skied foul behind home plate and out of play. So Cardozo will have to retreat back to first base. 2 stolen bases on 2 attempts, though, for Cardozo so far this season. As Perry delivers home. And the 0-1 is chopped to the shortstop James, who steps on the bag, leaping over the base runner, and Cardozo throws onto first in time, side retired. Jacoby James makes it look easy at shortstop, turning the 6-3 double play to end the inning. 1 hit, nobody left, nothing else working for Castleton as we head to the bottom of the fourth. 5-0 Spartans lead. Back at the bottom of the fourth inning, 5-0 the lead for Castleton. Nice double play in the top of the frame, turned by Jacoby James up the middle. And after a highlight reel play, he'll dig in. The 3-hitter starts it off for the Express. Luke Russell back out onto work for Castleton. The righty kicks and fires. First pitch breaking ball is nubbed foul towards the third base dugout of the Spartans. And the count goes 0-1. James had a 1-1 count in the third when Zach Odom was thrown out trying to take second base to end the inning. So James with a step up on Russell, facing him kind of twice already as the 0-1 is fouled back out of play. Makes it 0-2. James, who singled up the middle back in the first. Breaking ball was left hanging over the heart of the plate and slammed it right back up the middle 0-2. So we'll see what Russell goes with here. As the 0-2 offering. Fastball went with the elevated fastball, and it's just a little too high to make it 1-2. James, who worked his way into the starting lineup early last year at third base. He's now the starting shortstop for this team in the 3-hitter as a sophomore. There's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball low for ball 2. And talking to Ryan Stevens last year, he raved about what is now a sophomore class, what last year was freshmen, and about how good they're going to be when their time in Aurora comes to an end. As the 2-2, as the fastball just upstairs, makes it 3-2. So battling back from down 0-2 is James, and it's full. And last season, James was really the only freshman in the starting lineup. But right now, 4 different sophomores in the starting lineup from that class that Stevens talked so highly about. As the 3-2, fastball is roped into deep right field, sending Cardozo back in front of the warning track. He leaps up and makes the play, where the fencing jets out in deep right center.
Number 27, Aaron Izquierdo.
Had to go all the way back in front of the warning track to make the play, and one retired here in the 4th. Brings up Aaron Izquierdo, who has led this Express offense over the last couple of weeks. The senior captain in from the right side. With 1 out, here's the first pitch to Izquierdo. Fastball called a strike on that low inside corner. Izquierdo on an 8-game hit streak entering today, dating back to March 14th. As the 0-1 pitch is a fastball in the dirt. Izquierdo hitting .481 over that 8-game hit streak, which dates back to March 14th when the Express were down on spring break. 1-1 pitch. Off speed is hammered out to deep left center field, sending Perkins back. That'll split the outfielders and one hop the wall. Izquierdo stands up, now slides in at second base with a 1-out double for the Express here in the bottom of the 4th, and make that a 9-game hit streak for Izquierdo. That'll bring up James Camacho, the first baseman and 2-hitter, and 5-hitter, I should say, who singled back in the 2nd. Up with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. First pitch is low and inside. Izquierdo's got a lot of speed, especially for a catcher. 11 stolen bases in 15 attempts this season. So he's got the wheels and should score on a single. As the 1-0 to Camacho is skied on the right side of the infield. Second baseman Raby under it. Takes a few steps back. And just to the left of the first base bag, plucks it out of the air for out number 2. Looking to bring home that leadoff, or that 1-out double, I should say, off the bat of Izquierdo. A.J. Campy will step up. He struck out looking his last time to the plate after, as we mentioned, the walk-off double on Saturday in Game 2 to secure the sweep over Greensburg. First pitch he sees, big wave and a miss on the fastball low in the zone. As Russell peers in, gives the nod, takes a peek over to second base and another long look to Izquierdo. Second baseman Raby in and out, and a balk. Rather, they won't call a balk. Looks like he just stepped off the mound. But an awkward leg lift, and not sure what the violation was there. But Izquierdo on second base with 2 outs. Pitch to Campy is laced into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Getting the wave around third is Izquierdo, and he scores with a feet-first slide. Express on the board in the bottom of the 4th. 5-1, they cut the deficit on another RBI single off the bat of A.J. Campy. And the freshman making a big-time impact in the middle of the order. Brings up Alan Compress with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Great 2-out hitting for Campy, who gets the job done as the first pitch to Compress is skied foul down the right field line over top of the Express dugout, out of play, and the count goes 0-1. a .300 average, .864 OPS in 9 games played this season for the sophomore right fielder. As the 0-1, fastball is popped foul behind home plate, out of play again, and Compress goes down 0-2. Struck out swinging back in the second. One of 5 strikeout victims so far of Russell, which all came one time through the order, but hasn't gotten a strikeout since the third. There's the 0-2 outside. And Russell, who we mentioned coming into this game, has throughout his career has had strong strikeout numbers. He's got 17 and 19 innings this season. As he sets a peek over to first base, and the 1-2 is looped foul over top of the Wells dugout. Breaking ball low and away, just puts some metal on it to stay alive. The Express looking to capitalize on Campy's RBI single here in the fourth. With 2 outs, the 1-2, and this one is laced out to deep left field off the bat of Compress, sending Perkins a few steps back in front of the warning track. He settles under it to retire the side, not before 1 run comes across on the RBI single from A.J. Campy. 5-1. Castleton leads as we head to the top of the 5th on AMCC TV. Express get on the board in the bottom of the 4th on the RBI single by A.J. Campy. 5-1, Castleton leads. In the top of the 5th inning, Brandon Ramirez leads it off. The 5-hitter, 2 for 2 with an RBI on the day as he takes a fastball outside from Bradley Perry on for his second full inning of work after he came in relief in the 3rd of Nick Manee. As the 1-0, breaking ball down left side of the infield foul. Just to the right of the left, I should say, of the third base bag. Ramirez doubled and scored in the 2nd, singled an RBI single and scored in the 3rd. So a hot start to this ball game. There's the 1-1. Dropped in there for a called strike on the low inside corner. Makes it 1-2. Perry initially entered this ball game with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Got back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. There's the 1-2 slider outside, evens it up. Only allowed 1 hit, which came in the 4th before Jacoby James turned a smooth double play at shortstop to end the inning. There's a 2-2. Is bounced to the third baseman. Campy skips over his glove as he was trying to backhand it, and it rolls all the way down the line into the corner. Strong throw from the left fielder McLean onto second base. Guns down Ramirez. After the ball skipped over the glove of McLean, went into the corner. It was cut off in the corner by McLean, and he makes a heck of a throw. A bullet to the chest of Max Odom, who applies the tag, and 1 out just like that. A little bit of a wild ride of a first out here in the 5th. As the first pitch, a ball to Jared Cafaso, who's reached base twice today, was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd. Makes it 2-0 as it goes on an E5. And then obviously McLean with the out. As the 2-0 is skied on the infield just behind the second base bag. James plucks it for out number 2. Brings up Elias Gomez. He's 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error, and struck out swinging against Manee. Was his sole strikeout victim. As the fastball is popped up behind home plate. Mills gives chase in front of the dugout and runs out of room.
In the box for Castleton, number 49, Elias Gomez.
So the count goes 0-1 on Gomez. The sophomore catcher for Castleton. Is Perry back on the rubber. Fires home the 0-1. Breaking ball just outside. From that 3/4 little sidearmy delivery from Perry, where he essentially gets under the baseball, which allows for a whole lot of spin on that slider. As the 1-1 is popped up right side of the infield, ranging in a few steps, is Camacho, and picks it up just to the right of the pitcher's mound to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down in the frame for Perry. 5-1 Castleton leads as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Mill.
8-9, top of the order, due up for the Express back in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 5-1 lead for Castleton. As Bradley Mills leads it off in from the right side. Luke Russell back on for his 5th inning of work. As the big right-hander kicks and fires, first pitch to Mills is a fastball check swing. Yes, he did go around. Goes 0-1 on Mills on the fastball on the outer third. Mills with a ground out to shortstop his last time to the plate. As the 0-1 pitch is a fastball low to the Express backstop. Getting the started catcher today with Izquierdo, the DH. As the 1-1 is a fastball called strike at the bottom of the zone. 5 strikeouts and only 5 hits allowed for Russell on the day. As the 1-2, breaking ball nubbed foul down the left field line. Skipping on top of the third base coach's box beyond the dugout. And the count stays 1-2. Mills on the season hitting .208 for the Express. As the 1-2, wave and a miss at the breaking ball for strike 3. That's chair number 6 on the day for Russell. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
McLean.
That'll bring up Chris McLean in left field today for Wells, who made a heck of a throw for the first out in the 5th inning on a ground ball down the line, cut it off in the corner, fired to second base as the first pitch he sees is fouled off the backstop to go 0-1. Threw that ball from the left field corner on a dime to Max Odom at second base for the out. Now looks to get the job done on offense with the Express down 4 runs. In the righty-righty matchup, Russell's 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball sky high into deep center field, sending Hedler back a few steps. Now ranges in a step into his left, tracks it down for out number 2.
Now batting for the Express. Number 1, Max Odom.
So that will bring us back to the top of the order in Max Odom, who's 0 for 2 at the plate on the day. Some struggles as of late for Max, but strong season overall as the fastball low makes it 1-0. He's 1 for his last 13. The one hit was a solo homer in Game 1 on Saturday in the win over Greensburg. As the 1-0 pitch is laced out to deep left field, sending Perkins back towards the warning track, and he settles under it just in front of the wall on the rubber warning track for out number 3. Side retired, 3 up, 3 down, and a quick frame for Russell as we head to the top of the 6th. Still 5-1, Castleton leads.
Thank you for your time.
1 2/3 strong for Bradley Perry in relief, and Jonathan Haynes will take over here in the top of the 6th inning. A 5-1 lead for Castleton. And Haynes enters this ball game. He's pitched 15 1/3 total innings this season, 4 starts, 1 relief appearance. He's 0-2. He's had some struggles on the mound. His 7.04 ERA, working out of the bullpen in his last 2 starts. Is the first pitch, a fastball called strike at the top of the zone to Mike Raby, the 8-hitter in the Vermont State Castleton lineup. As the 0-1. Fastball called strike on the outside corner, makes it 0-2. Raby is 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of RBI hits. An RBI single in the 2nd, RBI double in the 3rd for the Spartans. As the 0-2, breaking ball low and away in the dirt. Vermont State with 7 hits in this ball game, 5 runs across. As Haynes 1-2 pitch. Fastball just low. Evens it up at 2. But only 3 of those runs earned after the E1 on Manee, the starting pitcher for the Express. As the 2-2, breaking ball low and out. And the count goes full. So after being up 0-2, Raby has battled back to a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball roped into right center field, ranging over Odom, sliding in and making a tremendous diving play is Alan Compress in right field. He went full extension to stick the glove out, lay out, and rob Raby of extra bases. A star next to out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. That'll bring up Dylan Hedler, who's 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch he sees, wave and a miss on the fastball, makes it 0-1. Hedler 0 for 6 over as the 0-1. Off-speed, wave and a miss at the top of the zone. And the count goes 0-2. Perry, after he went 2 2/3, only 1 hit allowed, no runs, with a pair of strikeouts. And a hit by pitch off the hands, it looks like, of Hedler. He is in a lot of pain, holding his left hand, walking towards the Castleton dugout. He'll throw the helmet back on and head towards first. Got hit with the pitch in a tough spot. A 1-out base runner after Haynes was initially up in the count 0-2. And Hunter Perkins, the leadoff man, who's 0 for 3 on the day, will dig in from the left side. With 1 out and a runner on first base in Hedler. First pitch from Haynes. Fastball upstairs. Hedler off on the pitch. Thrown on to second base from Mills is in time, but James loses the ball on the tag. It was a strike from Mills. Great throw, perfectly executed, but pops out of the glove of James as he was applying the tag. And a stolen base for Hedler. And a runner in scoring position for the Spartans is the 0-1. Is a fastball called a strike on the outside corner to Perkins. Hedler's 3rd stolen base in 3 attempts this season. And speed off of second base as Vermont State looks to add some insurance. The 0-2 pitch. Wave and a miss. Rather, that will make it 0-2. As Haynes sets and delivers, and the fastball low. Haynes in his 2nd relief appearance this season out of the bullpen for the Express after a few as a starter. Comes home. Fastball up and out. With good speed off of second base in Hedler. After the hit by pitch, Haynes peers in. Now gives the nod and sets. And delivers home the pitch. Breaking ball nubbed foul behind home plate. And a 3-2 count on the leadoff man, Perkins. With 1 out and a runner on second, here's the pitch. Another breaking ball at the top of the zone. Looped foul behind home plate. And the count stays right there. Perkins 0 for 3 on the day, but a strong season with an .866 OPS and a pair of homers. For the lefty swinging grad student for Vermont State. Long pause for Haynes, and the 3-2. Wave and a miss. Got him for strike 3. Perkins down on strikes for the second time today. And 2 outs now for McLean.
Number 15, Tyler McLean.
McLean in from the right side with runner on second base. And 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. The 5-1 lead for Castleton as the fastball is roped through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Getting the wave around third is Hedler. Throw home, not in time. Sliding in just ahead of the throw with the wheels is Hedler. An RBI single for Tyler McLean. His first hit and RBI of the day. And Vermont State extends the lead 6-1 here in the top of the 6th. And that'll bring up Cardozo.
Number 46, Jackson Cardozo.
With 2 outs and a runner on first after the RBI single from McLean. And we'll get a pinch runner here at first base for McLean.
What?
Can you tell me what number that runner is? 12. It looks like 12.
Yes, 12.
That's his 100th career hit as well. So comes out of this game to an applause from the third base dugout, and that's the reason. Hit number 100 in the career of McLean is the first pitch, a fastball upstairs. Throw it on his second base is high, and another stolen base in the inning by the pinch runner. Tyler Dubry is the pinch runner for McLean. Count goes 0-1 on Cardozo. 100 career hits for McLean, the junior from Bethany, Connecticut. A career 296 hitter for Castleton as the 0-1. Breaking ball low and away. And you flip it to Cardozo, who's 2 for 3 on the day. He's got a pair of singles and a run scored after a huge year last year at the plate as a sophomore for the Spartans. As a wave and a miss makes it 1-2. Cardozo from Southington, Connecticut. He's hitting .325 on this season. Coming off a 2-hit game against Union. As the 1-2 is driven out to deep left field. All Chris McLean can do is turn around and peer at that one. Bye-bye baseball. Jackson Cardozo with his second homer of the season. It's a no-doubter to left field. And Castleton takes an 8-1 lead here in the top of the 6th. As McLean scores on the 2-run blast. 3 runs across in the inning for Castleton.
Now for the Spartans, number 18, Alex Bingham.
Brings up Alex Bingham, who takes the first pitch fastball outside. Bingham 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored, which came back in the third. As this one grounded sharply, and the shortstop, James, in the 6-hole backhands, and the throw is high. Well over the first baseman Camacho's head. Goes all the way to the side wall. Luckily, doesn't go over it, which would have been an extra base. But the E5 will extend the inning and put Bingham on first base.
Now in the box for the Spartans, number
With
22,
2 outs
Brandon Ramirez.
for Brandon Ramirez. He's 2 for 3 on the day. A single, a double, a pair of runs scored. Also reached on an error. As the first pitch. He is a fastball just upstairs to Ramirez, who entered today with some struggles, hitting 194. But 11 RBIs overall in the year, and an OPS over 610. As the 1-0 pitch. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. Ramirez, the junior from Belleville, New Jersey. That is the 1-1. Breaking ball, looped foul behind to him, played off the screen. Goes 1-2. In what's already been a 3-run inning, capitalized by the 2-run homer from Cardozo. The 1-2. Check swing off the bat, foul towards the would-be on-deck circle of the Express on the first base side. And a 1-2 count. With a runner on first base, here it is from Haynes. Fastball nubbed again, foul off the glove of Mills. And the at-bat will extend. Haynes, who's had some struggles this season in 15 1/3 innings, with 3 runs across already in the innings. The breaking ball low, blocked by Mills, keeps it in front to keep Bingham off of first. And the count goes even at 2. As Haynes sets, peers over at first base, comes home 2-2, fastball in the dirt, and the count goes full. In an inning that has gotten away a little bit, Haynes over the 20-pitch mark here in the top of the 6th in his first inning of relief. Rocks and delivers, 3-2. Breaking ball just low for ball 4. Ramirez with a 2-out walk to put runners on first and second and bring Jared Cafaso to the plate. Sporadic action in the Wells bullpen down the right field line. At the moment, it's Mason Smith up and throwing. As Haynes, with runners on first and second, comes home with the pitch. It's a fastball low. And Mills will take a stroll out to the mound to talk things over with the right-hander, who's already at 27 pitches now. Looking to get out of this inning. Neither runs on base would count as earned runs after the error from James extended the inning on the errant throw, but he's been very strong at shortstop this year. As Haynes back on the rubber, Mills behind the plate, 1-0, and the breaking ball off the back of Cafaso. That will load the bases. Five straight batters have reached a single, a homer, an error, a walk, a hit batsman. The second hit batsman of the inning. And looks like Ryan Stevens has seen enough. Takes the stroll out to the rubber. No signal to the bullpen, though, so it looks like Haynes might remain in this game as he calls on Mills as well. And Haynes will remain in this ball game. He'll have to get out of the jam himself. Bases loaded with 2 outs. And the 9th batter
20 is the pinch hitter.
to come to the plate this inning for Castleton will be a pinch hitter for the catcher, Gomez.
Jack Boyle.
It's Jack Boyle. 10 games played, 7 starts in the season. He's 5 for 32. Makes it 1-0 on the first pitch ball. Boyle, the junior catcher from Ludlow, Vermont. 1-0 pitch. Fastball low. Count goes 2-0. After a lengthy at-bat and a full pitch walk to Ramirez, the hit by pitch to Cafaso. Bases are loaded for Castleton, already with 3 runs across in the inning. Here's the 2-0 from Haynes. Breaking ball called a strike on the outside corner. As Haynes peers in. Peeks around the bases. Comes home 2-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, goes 3-1. Check swing. And did not go around, says the second base umpire. And 0 room for error at this point for Haynes. The 3-1. Nubbed foul on the right side of the infield. Towards the Wells dugout. And Haynes with a much-needed strike gets one back. And a big payoff pitch coming. With the bases loaded and 2 outs. Here's the 3-2. Fastball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Gets the call on the black to end the inning, but not before 3 runs come across. Highlighted by the 2-run homer off the bat of Cordozo. It's 8-1. Castleton leads as we head to the bottom of the 6th on AMCC TV. Back in the bottom of the 6th inning, an 8-1 lead for Castleton and a new pitcher on the mound for the Spartans. Owen Phelps takes over for Luke Russell, who was spectacular on the rubber. As 2-3-4 due up for Wells, starting off with Zach Odom, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Takes a first pitch fastball low. Odom in from the right side against the right-handed senior Phelps, as this one dribbled foul on the right side of the infield. Phelps, the Greenfield, Massachusetts native, listed at 5'11", 160. As the line on Russell goes final. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. For Russell, 5 innings, 1 run on 5 hits with 6 strikeouts. So a spectacular outing on the rubber for the right-hander. As the 2-1 is chopped to the left side of the infield. And Bingham throws across the diamond, but not in time. Zach Odom turns on the Jets. It was a tough chopper anyway, and Bingham let it take a step back on him. Take an extra hop on him and took his time to throw across the diamond. It was in the dirt, picked by Ramirez, but didn't matter. Odom in there with a infield single. It's the 6th of the day for the Express. Izquierdo is tremendous plate discipline. Kobe James digs in, first pitch fastball, working yet another tough at-bat, and a whole lot of speed on first base for Zach Odom as well. He was thrown out trying to steal second back in the 3rd inning after his first Izquierdo. 5 strikeouts this season. He is 12 for 10 walks, 11 bases this season. He's gotten more of virtually every out of the stolen base and strike behind his twin brother's ball low and away. Ball 4. He's reached base for the second time today. And 2 of the first 3 have reached. That one nubbed foul on the third against Phelps. Brings up James Camacho. Runners on first and second. 1 out. James up a second. Is Carrado off first with 1 out. The attempt over Camacho is placed in his center field, setting Hedler back a couple of steps. But he tracks it down for out number 2 on a hard hit ball off the bat of Camacho. Helped bring up A.J. Camp's ERA last season. Another pickoff attempt over at first, back in standing. 8-1 the score. Castleton on top here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Starts 6th inning in this out-of-conference battle between the Spartans and the Express. So 7.50 ERA with runners on first and second for Wells. A.J. Campy, the right-handed batter, dancing off the first base. Batting strike. There's the pitch ground in the outside left side of the infield. Back camping on to second for 1. On to first. Got it. The RBI single back in the throw. Took the first baseman Ramirez off the bag.
Now batting for the Express.
So they get Odom at second and the lead runner on the fielder's choice, but James able to reach base. And that'll bring up Aaron Izquierdo. Izquierdo with a runner on first and 1 out. And speed for James. The first pitch to Izquierdo called a strike. Izquierdo with a 1-out double back in the 4th and came around to score the first run of the day for the Express. Roped through the right side of the infield, skipping over the glove of Raby for a base hit. Scoring is James from second base. It's an RBI base hit for A.J. Campy, his second RBI hit of the game. And Wells cuts the deficit to 8-2. Izquierdo moves up to second base. Campy reaches on the single, and looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Alan Compress. And it will be Zach Young. He's typically the starting first baseman for Wells. Young hitting .327 this season with an .882 OPS. A homer, 7 RBIs, up in a big spot here with runners on first and second. And 2 outs. Here's the first pitch he sees. Fastball, big wave and a miss. Came in for pitch number 1, hungry. Swings and misses over the fastball. As the 0-1 pitch, a fastball low this time from Phelps. Evens it up at 1. Breaking ball looped foul behind his own plate, out of play. To go 1-2, and Phelps 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, having allowed only 1 run, despite a pair of hits and a walk. As the righty checks around the bases, fires home 1-2, fastball low to even it up. And still good speed on the bases in both Campy and particularly Izquierdo off a second. 2-2. Fastball outside and a full count with Bradley Mills waiting on deck. Here's the 3-2. Grounded sharply, right side of the infield. Raby, the second baseman, backhands, throws on to first to retire the side, but not before 1 run comes across. On the RBI single from A.J. Campy, 8-2 the score with Castleton on top. for Castleton, and 3 runs came across, highlighted by the 2-run homer from Cordozo. As the first pitch to Hedler is laced foul down the left field line. A bullet off the fencing that extends down the line. And the count goes 0-1. Hedler was hit by a pitch, stole a base, and came around to score in the 6th. Fastball called strike on the outside corner, makes it 1-1. Legarreta rocks and delivers. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Legarreta entered this season as a hitter. The junior with 2 very good years offensively the past couple of seasons, including last year hit .349 as a breaking ball outside. Was the offensive player of the year for the Express with a .934 OPS and 2 homers. Fastball low. Pitch from Legarreta. His fastball fouled back out of play, and the count goes full. Hedler, who overall this season 0 for 6, primarily coming into games late as a defensive replacement and a pinch runner. Getting the at-bat here, getting the start here in the midweek. As the fastball wave and a miss for strike 3. 2 quick outs for Legarreta. Gets his first strikeout of the outing. 2 dead here in the top of the 7th.
Next up for Castleton, number 26, Hunter.
And we haven't gotten to talk about it yet, but Castleton's 2-20 on the season, 0-4 in conference play. And you cannot let those numbers deceive you because they have played some of the best competition in the nation and will do so as the top of the order comes up and a first pitch breaking ball called strike to Hunter Perkins. Already this season, Castleton has played RPI, Skidmore, Union out of the Liberty League. Fastball upstairs. Middlebury, Williams as well. Tomorrow, they'll stay in the Finger Lakes region and play Cortland, a nationally ranked team as well. As the 1-1 pitch. Fastball low. And they play in a tough conference as well in the Little East. They went 18-22 last year. Pretty solid. And the Little East Conference highlighted by UMass Boston, UMass Dartmouth is a wave and a miss, makes it 2-2. And Eastern Connecticut, who won the 2022 national championship in D3 baseball. They're a 5-time national champion, one of the best programs in the country. As the 2-2. Driven out to deep right field, sending Valinotti, the new right fielder, back, and it's foul. Just to the right of the foul pole. And it stays 2-2 as Valinotti takes over in right field for the Express after Compress was pinch hit for in the 6th. As a wave and a miss. Second strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts in the inning for Legarreta. And a 1-2-3 frame at the top of the 7th. 8-2 Castleton leads as we head to the bottom of the 7th on AMCC TV. 8-9 top of the order due up for the Express. Back in the bottom of the 7th inning. 8-2 Castleton with the lead. And Owen Phelps back out onto work. The righty kicks and fires first pitch. A called strike on the inside corner to the Express backstop. The junior Mills in from the right side. Count goes 0-1 after Phelps allowed 1 run in his first inning of relief, as the 0-1 is chopped foul on the left side of the infield in front of the Castleton dugout. Looks like it got the front foot of Mills first, and he'll take a stroll around the batter's box trying to shake it off. Just got him on the end of the cleat. He'll take a couple practice swings before stepping back in. Express down by 6. Both runs in the day coming on RBI singles off the bat of A.J. Campy, as the 0-2 pitch to Mills is driven out to deep center field, sending Hedler back, way back in front of the wall. That'll one-hop the wall. Mills around second base. He'll hit the brakes between second and third, and a stand-up leadoff double here in the bottom of the 7th for Bradley Mills. His first hit of the day. And for the Express, their 9th hit of the day. A leadoff base runner for Chris McLean. McLean, the left fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. Couple of strong plays defensively as he digs in from the right side with Mills off second. Here's the first pitch from Phelps, and this one is driven way out to deep left field, sending Perkins back. And at the warning track, he makes the play just in front of the wall in the deepest part of the ballpark in left center. And a long out there. McLean couldn't tag. Mills couldn't tag on the flyout from McLean. And 1 out for the top of the order, Max Odom. He's 0 for on the day in 3 at-bats. As the first pitch to Odom, fastball in there for a called strike at the bottom of the zone. Odom hitting .295 entering today on the season as Phelps rocks and delivers. Fastball low and in. Breaking ball low. And the count goes 1-1. Odom with a pair of flyouts to the outfield and a strikeout back in the first against Russell after his dominant outing. As Phelps' 1-1 pitch is nubbed left side of the infield. Shortstop Brigham charges, throws across the diamond off balance for out number 2. Mills stays at second.
Now batting number 4, Zach Odom.
That'll bring up Zach Odom. Who's 2 for 2. Here's the first pitch. Called a strike, rather just outside on the fastball. So a 1-0 count. Odom with a pair of singles on the day as that one skips away from Gomez. Mills can't advance on it. Just a few feet to his left, kicks away up the third base line. And the count goes 2-0. As Phelps said, appears second. 2-0 pitch. Laced down the left field line and fair. All the way into the corner. Mills scores from second. Odom pulls up at second base with an RBI double to cut the deficit. 8-3 Castleton still on top. And Zach Odom's got himself a 3-hit game. It's RBI number 20 on this season. As Mills scores following the leadoff double. Second extra base hit of the inning. And Jacoby James will step up. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Odom with speed off second. First pitch. Breaking ball dropped in there for a called strike. As Phelps peers over to second, 0-1. Fastball in the dirt, smothered by Gomez to keep the ball in front and keep Odom at second base. And Max Odom with 12 stolen bases this season, so he's got speed. 1-1. Breaking ball called strike on the inside corner, makes it 1-2. As the Express cutting this ball game to a 5-run deficit here in the bottom of the 7th. With the blazing hot Izquierdo on deck. 1-2. Check swing. Rope down the right field line. And on a bloop single on a check swing that drops in shallow right, it's an RBI single for Jacoby James. As Zach Odom scores. And 2 runs across in the inning. It's a 4-run ball game. Fastball inside part of the plate. And just checked his swing and punched it into right field for a base hit. And that's going to bring Ted Shipley, the 23rd season head coach of VTSU, out to the mound. With Izquierdo stepping up. And James and his 6 stolen bases on the year. Off of first base. And it'll be John Valinotti in the on-deck circle as well, after he came in for Camacho. So the long discussion is broken up by the home plate umpire. And Izquierdo steps in. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored in the 4th. First pitch to Izquierdo is hammered into left center field. That'll split the outfielders. Roll all the way to the wall. James getting the stop sign, getting the wave now at third base, and he will score from first on the RBI double off the bat of Aaron Izquierdo. It's the second extra base hit of the day for the Express cleanup man, and the deficit is cut to 3 runs. 5-8. Castleton still on top. And John Valinotti will step up. Valinotti, his first at-bat of the day. He's hitting .302 in 15 games this season. Takes the first pitch. Fastball called a strike on the outer third. Count goes 0-1. Valinotti with a homer and 7 RBIs this year, as the 0-1 is nubbed foul off the facing of the Castleton dugout on the first base side. To go 0-2. Valinotti, who took over in right field. 0-2. Breaking ball fouled off. Behind the plate towards the third base dugout. Izquierdo, we mentioned his speed, should be able to score on anything. Pitch to Valinotti. Breaking ball. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Goes down looking to end the inning, but not before. Pair of runs come across on RBI doubles from Zach Odom and Aaron Izquierdo. 8-5. Castleton still on top as we head to the 8th from Aurora.
Welcome back to the AMCC Radio. We're here with Eli Fisher.
We're locking in. Here we go.
Thank you, Anna. Top of the 8th, 8-5. Castleton still on top after 2 runs in the 7th by the Wells offense. The 2-run doubles from Zach Odom and Aaron Izquierdo. Zach Legarreta back on to work. And the fastball in the dirt to Tyler McLean, who had an RBI single back in the 6th. As Legarreta rocks and delivers. Fastball up and out. Legarreta, who had a strong inning of work in his second inning of the season in the 7th. As a breaking ball nubbed foul off the glove of Mills, then behind home plate. And the count goes 2-2 on McLean. Rather, breaking ball low and away. Rather, Tyler Dubry, who actually came in as a pinch hitter, a pinch runner, I should say, following the single from McLean for his 100th career hit. As here's the 3-2. Grounded left side of the infield. Camping the third baseman throws on a first. Picked out of the turf by Young for out number 1. And that'll bring up Jackson Cordozo, the man who's 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer back in the 6th, where 9 different players came to the plate on the Spartan side. Fouls the first pitch behind home plate and out of play. Sun setting over Cuga Lake. Overcast skies, but a nice and warm early April afternoon in Aurora as the 0-1. Fastball in the dirt. Evens it up at 1. Legarreta with 2 strikeouts in his first inning of work in the 7th. In a 1-2-3 inning. That's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball just low. Makes it 2-1. Cordozo, who was first team All Little East Conference last year for the Spartans. 2-1 pitch. Fastball grounded sharply right to James at shortstop. Shuffles, throws across the diamond. The high throw over the head of Young. And another E6 on James, his second throwing error of the game. So Cardozo reaches base for the 4th time today. And Alex Bingham will step up with a runner on first.
Next up for the Spartans, number 18, Alex Bingham.
And that's the 5th error of the day by the Wells defense. Pickoff attempt over at first base. Cordozo, who's got speed on the base paths. 2 stolen bases this season. Back with a dive, but Wells has out-hit Vermont State 11-9, but 5 errors have led to a whole lot of base runners. Another pickoff attempt, close play. Cordozo just back in time. And of the 8 runs scored by Castleton, only 6 earned. As finally the first pitch to Bingham is nubbed right back to Legarreta. Throws to second for 1. On to first in time. Knocks it down. Legarreta fired up as he heads back to the dugout, insinuating the double play. Still 8-5. A 3-run lead for Castleton as we head to the bottom of the 8th on AMCC TV. Back in the bottom of the 8th, new pitcher on the mound for Castleton. It's Kevin Hewlett, the right-handed sophomore from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. And he will face A.J. Campy in the right-handed batter's box, leading it off. The 6-man takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Campy, who's got himself a pair of RBI singles on the day. He's 2 for 3. 2 of the 5 RBIs for Wells as he chips the 1-0 foul towards the Castleton dugout. For Hewlett this season, he's 0-2, 7 games, 10 1/3 innings, but he's struggled. 18 earned runs, a ERA over 15, as the fastball called a strike at the top of the zone, makes it 1-2. Campy's last 3 at-bats have been RBI hits, dating back to Saturday as the 1-2. Breaking ball low and away. And it was game 2 on Saturday when Campy had the walk-off RBI double, as Wells down by 3. Here in the bottom of the 8th, the 2-2 fastball skips away. And Hewlett has also had a lot of command issues. 10 1/3 innings, 15 walks, and 4 hit batsmen. 3-2 to Campy. Is nubbed right side of the infield. Second baseman Raby picks it up, throws on to first for out number 1.
Now batting number 5, Zach Young.
Brings up Zach Young, who came in as a pinch hitter for Compress in the 6th. As the first pitch he sees is skied out to deep right field. Way back goes Cordozo. Bye-bye baseball. Zach Young with his 2nd homer of the season. The pinch hit solo blast to right center field cuts the deficit. It's a 2-run ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Young in his 2nd pinch hit at bat comes up huge. 2nd homer, 8th RBI of the year. And Bradley Mills digs in, takes the first pitch off speed, low and away. For Wells in the home run department, they've been huge with the long balls. The fastball inside makes it 2-0. 13 total homers for the Express. McLean and Valinoti are the only guys with only 1, as a fastball called a strike at the bottom of the zone makes it 2-1. Multi-homer seasons for Odom, James, Izquierdo, and now Zach Young. Here's the 2-1. This one's roped out of center field, now taking a couple steps in. Hedler, and he makes the play for out number 2.
Now batting for the Express, number 36, Chris McLean.
Brings up the 9-hitter Chris McLean. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout and a pair of fly balls. McLean, the sophomore who attended Penfield High School in Western New York, is a breaking ball low and away. Makes it 1-0. In the righty-righty matchup. Here comes the pitch. Another breaking ball. That one at the top of the zone. And we mentioned for Hewlett the command struggles. There's a 2-0. He's nubbed foul. Just towards the catcher, Gomez. As Hewlett's 2-1 to McLean. Fastball skips in the dirt and it goes 3-1. As Hewlett peers in, 3-1. Breaking ball again, nubbed foul behind home plate. Off the screen, it goes full. It's actually Jack Boyle now behind the plate for Castleton. As the 3-2, grounded sharply up the middle for a base hit. Huge two-out single by Chris McLean, and that will turn the bats over to the top of the order, starting with Max Odom.
Yeah.
39.
39.
Kevin Hewlett faces 4 batters, allows a solo homer to Zach Young. His day ends with a Chris McLean single back up the middle. Sam Crawford is the new pitcher on the mound for the Spartans, facing the leadoff man, Max Odom. In from the right side, first pitch fastball, low and away, out of the hand of Crawford. The big right-hander from Hopkinton, New Hampshire, a transfer from Clarkson University, who's had a great season thus far on the mound for Castleton. A 4.54 ERA, a few starts. Pickoff attempt over at first, where McLean, who's got speed, is back with a dive. This is actually the first relief appearance for Crawford, as Ted Shipley looking for some much-needed dominance out of the bullpen. With 2 outs, runner on first base in the bottom of the 8th. 8-6 the score, as a fastball just outside makes it 2-0 on Max Odom, who's 0 for 4 today, but hitting .295 in the season for the Express. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball outside. Back pick attempt towards first base, where it's in the dirt. Took a tough hop and came up and looks like actually hit Ramirez, the first baseman, in the upper body. But not in time, as back with the slide is McLean. And 3 straight balls by Crawford, who's walked 10 in 37 2/3 this season. With a runner on first, 2 outs. 3-0 to Odom. Fastball low and away. Now make it 3-1. As they'll call the Called strike on the back pick ball by Gomez. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. And the count goes full with the game-tying run in the batter's box in the bottom of the 8th. 2-run ball game. 2 outs. Runner on first. 3-2 pitch to Odom. He's dribbled foul behind home plate. McLean was off on the pitch as well. Six stolen bases on the season, and he'll be off again 3-2. Here comes another payoff to Odom. Fastball up and away, ball 4, and the inning extends. And Zach Odom, who's got 3 hits on the day, including an RBI double in the 7th, will step up to the plate. That'll bring the catcher Gomez out to have a conversation with Crawford before he faces Zach Odom, who was all conference last year in the United East. This season, he's got a 7-game hit streak, hitting .378 overall in his senior campaign, with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Game-tying run on base, as this one is laced off the glove of the shortstop Bingham. It trickles into left field. 1 run across. McLean scores. It's a 1-run ball game on the E6. It was a line drive right to Bingham, the shortstop. A strike to his chest, and it just skipped off his glove. And into left field, McLean had the Jets on. He scored without even a throw. And the game-tying run is 180 feet away on second base. The go-ahead run on first. Jacoby James in the batter's box. .419 average on the season. Here's the first pitch. Fastball grounded foul off the facing of the third base dugout. James' .419 average this season is the 4th best in the AMCC and leads this team. AMCC Player of the Week just a couple of weeks ago to start off the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball just low, evens at 1-1. James 2 for 4 with a run scored already on the day. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Crawford's 1-1 pitch. Wave and a miss on the fastball. Spins James around. And the count goes 1-2. So Crawford in the driver's seat. James has come up clutch so many times this season. Already a pair of homers, both coming at home. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Evens it at 2. With Max Odom off of first, Zach Odom off of second. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball driven out to deep left field towards the foul pole and foul into the parking lot. Roped off the bat of James just to the left of the foul pole. And the count goes 2-2. Demolish that ball. He'll have to do it again. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, wave and a miss for strike 3. Went with the high cheese. James swings under it. Side retire. Not before 2 runs come across. The solo homer for Young as well. It's a 1-run ball game as Cam Heyman will make his way onto the mound and look to keep it there. Walk-off or bust for Wells. 8-7, Castleton on top of the ninth inning. Walk off or bust for Wells, but first, Cam Heyman is going to lock it down, coming in from the bullpen after 2 shutout innings from Zach Legarreta. And it's been nothing but dominance this season on the mound for Heyman. 9 1/3 innings with 3 saves and a 1-0 record. As the first pitch is a called strike dropped in to Brandon Ramirez. 6 up, 6 down for Zach Legarreta. With 2 strikeouts, his day is done in his second relief appearance of this season. As Heyman, the closer for the Express this season, breaking ball just low, makes it 1-1. He's also played some first base, done some DH duties for Wells. The transfer from Washington and Jefferson. 1-1 is driven into deep left field, sending McLean back in front of the fence on the warning track, sticks the glove up and makes the play. A great play with his back against the fence. Sticks his glove towards the sky and reels it in for out number 1.
Next up for Castleton, number 28, Jerry Cafasso.
Brings up Cafasso now. He's 0 for 1, but has been hit by a pitch twice, walked once. He scored a pair of runs. So he's gotten on base. As the first pitch out of the hand of Heyman is a fastball called a strike on the outer third. Heyman, who pitched at Washington and Jefferson, a very highly regarded D3 program last year, as a fastball in the dirt makes it 1-1. And he was pretty solid out of the bullpen. Went 16 innings, 5.63 ERA, and a 1-0 record. A career 5.13 ERA at Washington and Jefferson in 2 seasons. The junior kicks and fires 1-1. Nub left side of the infield. Campy charges. Throws on at first in time for out number 2. And it will be Turner Clues coming up to the plate now after he came in for Elias Gomez. Clues with 2 outs and the base is empty in the top of the 9th. First pitch fastball nubbed foul on the third base side. Clues this season for Vermont is 9 for 48, a 188 average as the 0-1. Check swinging a ball in the dirt. Did he go around? No, he did not, says the home plate umpire. Clues has gotten a good amount of catching duties this season. 16 games, 15 starts. Has a homer and 8 RBIs. There's the 1-1. Wave and a miss on the breaking ball. Cam Heyman looking to lock it down. The offense is going to have to do their job in the bottom of the frame. It'll be walk-off or bust for the Express. 1-2. Breaking ball. Wave and a miss for strike 3. A 1-2-3 frame in the 9th for Cam Heyman. Shuts the door. 8-7 Castleton leads. Wells will head to bat in the bottom of the 9th, looking to walk it off. Sam Crawford back on to work for Castleton in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Wells Express trail 8-7. Aaron Izquierdo, 4-5-6, due up for Wells, looking to walk it off for the second straight game, give them 3 straight wins as the first pitch to Izquierdo, breaking ball just low, makes it 1-0 on Izquierdo, who's got 2 doubles today, a run scored and an RBI. Also reached via the walk. Big day at the plate for one of the hottest hitters of the AMCC. As the 1-0 from the right-hander Crawford is a wave and a miss on the fastball on the inner third. Count goes 1-1. Izquierdo hitting .388 entering today, so obviously that's going to go up with an OPS over .985 on the year. Here's the 1-1. Fastball low, 2-1. Izquierdo with 3 homers and 17 RBIs. A 9-game hit streak. Here's the 2-1. Fastball called a strike on the outer third, evens it up. Who's going to play hero for the Express in the bottom of the 9th? The 2-2. Nub foul towards the Castleton dugout on the third base side. Izquierdo, a career .299 hitter in over 100 games for the Express. He celebrated his 100th career hit with a homer last Monday against Hilbert. Another 2-2. Fastball laced into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Cut off in the gap by Perkins to hold Izquierdo to a single. How about a 3-hit game for Aaron Izquierdo? The game-tying run is on first base for John Valinotti. Valinotti with Izquierdo, speed off of first. See if they send him in motion. First pitch, showing bunt. Valinotti pulls back. It's a called strike at the top of the zone regardless. For Izquierdo this season on the base paths, he's got 11 bags. Valinotti, he's got pop though. With a homer and 7 RBIs in the year. Shows bunt again, drops it down. Third base side, right to the third baseman, Cafasso, who goes to second and gets the lead runner. Hit a little bit too hard right to Cafasso at third, who goes to second. Perfect throw, and 1 out, and you put Valinotti on first. We'll see if they give a pinch runner. And looks like they will indeed. As AJ Campy will dig in. He's got a pair of RBI singles on the day. He had the walk-off on Saturday as the first pitch he sees is skied foul down the right field line. The pinch runner for the Express is Justin Calindris. Oh, 1 pitch to Campy. Fastball low and out. As Crawford. Pickoff attempt over first. Back with a head first dive is Calindris, who's got 3 stolen bases in 4 attempts this season. He's appeared in 11 games as a pinch runner or defensive replacement. 1-1. Fastball outside. with a runner on first and one out. 2-1. Wave and a miss. Evens it up at 2 on Campy. With Young in the on-deck circle, who had the solo homers last time to the plate. Pickoff attempt again over at first. Kilindris back with a head-first dive. Campy 2 for 4 on the day with a pair of RBIs. He's got 12 in only 19 games this season as a step off the back of the rubber for Crawford. Who sets. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball fouled off the front foot of Campy. So I haven't seen Lance Phillips in this game. He's pretty much the sole typical starter on the bench for Wells, the right-handed hitter. There's the 2-2. Fastball grounded sharply to the third baseman Cafaso. On a second for one. On to first. In time. Ball game over. It's an 8-7 win for Castleton. Great double play turned by Cafaso to end the ball game and end the scoring hopes for the Express, who lose their first game in a week and 1 day, fall to 14-9 on the season, and that wraps up this midweek out-of-conference battle between Wells and Castleton. Express will be back in action this weekend on the road as they can continue conference play. Next time they'll be back at home is next Tuesday against Alfred State right here on AMCC TV. That'll wrap things up for this broadcast, an 8-7 win for Castleton. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on AMCC TV. I'm Eli Fishman.